Let's start recording. Okay, so, now that simulated combat is done, essentially, at some point, the regent is stored away while the rest of the group figures out what to exactly do with the gargoyle, since the prince is apparently perfectly okay with killing him. Maxim, of course, not sure Maxim gives a fuck about the gargoyle other than, well, he's pissed at him, but Maxim wants the regent to pay because the gargoyle is just a tool. It's the regent that's at fault. Crowd is kind of milling around without much direction.
Around?
I'm basically going to turn to Maxim and see like what would he want? Like,
By
what's
the way,
his,
Vivian has had the ghouls prep the car and started heading over.
Mm-hmm. Sure, you're en route.
Still keeping tabs. She's not driving, but you know.
Give me a luck die to see if you notice the happenings there. Namely with the regent, or how quickly you notice.
I will say that in this scenario, I actually don't think she would know if that's alright.
You wouldn't be checking on William?
I do not think she would check him this quickly.
Alright.
Doesn't have a reason to quite yet.
Okay.
Might check him later, but, you know, he just barely got restaked and went with the hounds. The worst that could happen is, you know, them eating him, which, while she would definitely regret it for not, you know, looking at him at the time, that's not exactly something she could have, you know, done too much about either.
Maxim tells you that, that he essentially blames the regent for what happened, and it's the regent that should be punished, first of all.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Maxim, but we do have a stake gargoyle. We can kill him, or maybe we can use him. Up to you, if you want to. Essentially, the regent himself also gave up on the gargoyle.
We must make it into animal first, yes?
Why are you like this, Chris? The problem is I fucking botched that, and now I have to go with it. I mean, yes, we do.
I underestimated you when I first came here. I am sorry. You are true gangrel.
Apology accepted. Why am I like this?
It was actually your own choice. If I remember right, the botch didn't even really have to do with that.
Well, the botch was when he realized that just what he had done to the Zimitsi.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
it was
right.
Totally justified. So it's like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. And look at her nowadays. She's Camarilla.
Okay, Bacon, they are discussing the gargoyle becoming a reformed pet of the gangrels. Like the Zimitsi. They want to gulag it.
I just look at Havdan. Dude, I know it's a gargoyle, but you will do the same shit that you did to that Zimitsi.
What's wrong with that?
Wow, I know it's a gargoyle, but
Yeah, it's also under the regent, and it's kind of already fucked. It's a monster in its own way. That's basically what I'm like
Yeah,
processing.
the point is that I think that throwing under your direct care, it will not be better than let him suffer under the regent.
I mean, I look sort of Maxim. Well, this would be Maxim's project if you want Maxim.
Fine. I could use flying eyes that can fight above Elysium.
I look back to the prince. There you go.
It would need to be bound to me so I could control it, of course.
Of course.
Out of character, when I left, how fuck is Jackalor and me, by consequence?
Jackalor argued, and Kurt essentially went, "The council will decide your fate," and restaked him.
Okay, so he
Okay.
did good enough.
He did good enough.
Oh, yeah, I had this wonderful idea of blaming him, saying that my entire plan was to kill Jackalor and get the trust of Halfdan. That's why I concurred it with the assassination. It was just a plan of my plan all along.
You might have wanted to try that earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, at this point, as people are discussing what the fuck happens next, Sergio and Jeanette, helping each other walk, limp in, cut the ribbons. They were sent to guard the regent.
He was staked. How did the Tremere come?
Dorbrand! He
What?
took him!
As I said previously, Torbrand thinks that the regent is useful for him.
You know,
The
one point we really need to get the regent back so he can be punished. On the other hand, he's under Thorbrand, and I feel like that might be enough. I don't know.
Yeah.
It really isn't in a way, but it's enough to at least stave off any immediate threat.
I'm just mostly telling that like through my in-character perspective of Thorbrand being this sociopathic cunt that's lonely and it's probably just going to abuse Jacklor and use him. So
The new Gangrel just looks around. Wait, can't we? He's just one guy. Surely we can just go and get this fuck back.
I don't recognize this dude, do I?
No, he just has claws out. Looks like a Gangrel.
Is he the guy that I saw allowed to enter my city like last night?
No, he's a new one. He just joined the crowd as they walked in.
Wait, you present yourself. You are new of the city.
Just right in the middle of everything.
He just raises an eyebrow. I'm tempted to say go fuck yourself. I'm not sure how political that is.
I approach him and put my one hand on my shoulder and put one hand on his shoulder and put the other like, my name's Halfdan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. That the prince?
Yeah.
Oh. Just sighs and heads over to the prince.
By the way, I'm not looking at him at all with disappointment when he told the prince basically to go fuck himself. No disappointment at all.
No.
Hello, sir. My name is Daniel Edwards, and I'm looking for a city to find some work in.
Alright, just come in, you are already here. Oh, we want to get the regent back. I will not blame you if you try.
Oh, what would be my reward if I succeed?
No. The prince is tempting you. Don't do it. He's an asshole. Okay, let me explain. Daniel, you said, right?
Sure.
Okay. Thorbrand is a very, very, very old motherfucker who has killed werewolves galore, galore, and it's basically just been this scary ass motherfucker. Okay? Nobody does anything.
Oh, yeah. Some of the Sabbat told me about him, I think. Something about a pack exploding into gore. Oh, no, I don't think I'll take this job, sorry.
Wait, the Sabbat?
Wait,
Sabat?
You know, I'll have to admit, I was really surprised right there. I was really surprised.
Doesn't happen very often.
Oh,
No, I was really surprised that the prince just was willing to take public condemnation from just some kind of new fuck and
Yeah.
didn't do anything about it.
I think he realizes that condemning a gangrel in a room that's 2/3 filled with gangrel might be a death sentence in the current political climate.
Oh no, it definitely wouldn't have been. No one would have blamed him for just saying, "I'm not allowing you in the city. Go somewhere else." If he could pull off really cold and aloof, it probably would have helped save his image.
Yeah,
he doesn't care anymore.
the Sabbat. Right, I didn't tell you yet. Whenever I'm in one of their cities, I obey their rules. That's not gonna be a problem, right?
Actually, Chris, could you repeat that? For some reason, I had difficulty understanding that sentence.
Okay, he said that when he's in Sabbat cities, he obeys Sabbat rules. And asked whether that would be a problem.
Get out of town.
I
seriously.
just look at him like, oh, you poor fucking sod. Oh, you poor
Maybe.
sod.
How does this
Yeah.
make you feel, Bacon?
Tick on the rage counter.
Probably. I'm between Blood Hunt or just banishing him.
Just
Come on,
banish
man.
him.
Blood
He's
Hunt.
not worth the trouble.
Blood Hunt. We gotta do some.
Yep.
Bloodhound might fuck you over.
Bacon,
I
give me an
just-
intelligence politics roll. Because you might have heard of this dude at 9.
I have. Not too much.
What's your specialties?
Camarilla.
This would apply because he's essentially an independent and he works and he doesn't screw you over. He essentially works loyally for whichever city he's in, and when he moves on, he obeys that city's rules instead. So while he's here, he's probably not gonna backstab you. If he ever moves on and you go to that city, he's gonna happily kill you if he can.
Suppose I should have made a roll too.
Go ahead.
So, I actually have a bit of a question in this situation. So it's a cult, right? Or politics?
It's politics.
Politics, intelligence. So there is actually a good chance I've heard of this guy before because I do have contacts in independence that do go with the Sabbat, and I have spent a lot of time otherwheres. Does that affect anything?
You can lower the difficulty by 1 for every 2 dots of contacts rounded up. So I think it would go down to a 6 for you.
I think it would. Okay. -2. Nope, it would actually only be down to a 7.
Okay.
But still. Wait, rounded up or down?
Up.
Oh, never mind, it is 6. Wait, no, I just mixed up my math. It is 7.
Bruh.
Epic, can you
There
suck
we go.
less? Yeah, you were at one point, actually, you probably wouldn't have met him face to face, but someone would have recommended him for something you might have wanted to do as a possibly useful partner for a job. Apparently, he has some goals of his own that he uses to help him, and he has a reputation of being, well, pretty honorable. And you would, with 3 success, you know that he is in fact not on humanity, he's on path of honorable accord.
That is amazing!
So he is essentially good guy, mercenary guy.
Good mercenary guy. I like him.
Okay. Hmm. Still tempted to banish him.
You can try and change your decision here. Might make you look like a little bitch, but you can certainly do that.
Not only that, you don't know anything about him, unlike me.
He got
or
1
Sledge.
success, because I allowed the specialty to apply.
Oh yeah, you got the 1. Okay, so you know the kind of reputation he got.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
generally trustworthy.
I don't know shit.
But he
my
is
first-
part of. He has admitted that he's gone to Sabat before.
Yeah, like my first assumption was just he's a Sabat who didn't actually realize that this is now a Camarilla city. And he
It's
just
been a
stumbled
while.
upon-
That'd be
know.
impressive.
That would be impressive, but it's like when I go into Sabat cities, I follow their rule. Is that okay here? This is
That's
Camarilla.
not how he meant it. He meant it as like, I obey the rules of whichever power's in charge. And you can't try to roll intelligence politics to Demi. I'll let this
Oh, yeah.
be an 8 because you recently had a gangrel moot and gathered a bunch of new info about your clanmates, essentially.
Hey.
Yeah, you've heard about as much about him as the prince has. He actually does have effectively 1 dot of status because he switches between Sabat and Camarilla, otherwise it would be a 2. He is moderately accepted and respected in the campsite.
Yeah, fair enough. So, Bacon, you want to do anything, or?
No, it just. Oh, I think that I've heard something about you. I don't know if you have too much job for you, but you can probably find something.
Okay. Now, does Thorbrand trust a Tremere cunt? No, Thorbrand expects the worst
Wow.
from everyone. Thorbrand, once you're nicely away, pours a point of blood down your throat, Jackalor.
Oh, Papa bless.
Okay, I get a blood point and take 1 step blood bond towards Thorbrand.
2, because you're Tremere.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
One more.
Yep.
Just pat you on the cheek. Don't worry. I just need you to help me with 1 task and then I'll set you loose.
Are they about more or less done in there?
Yeah.
I'll check on William whenever this
Yeah.
kind of finishes up in the room.
You would have seen them rushing in and telling that Thorbrand grabbed William.
I would have switched over to him just really quick right then, just to make sure they are telling the truth.
Yeah, Thorbrand would essentially be sticking to alleyways and moving further and further away from the princess place.
Okay. Switch back over here and then wait for it to finish before I check where the Thorbrand puts him.
Alright.
I think that only thing is left is allow Maxim to have the gargoyle. Yeah, and agree if letting Thorbrand have get the regent is enough punishment to him.
Kurt just shakes his head. No, it most certainly is not. If he's not there at the council meeting, then we need to decide his fate in his absence.
I think it's half decided already.
That's what you think. Now, what are you going to do about all the gangrel outside?
So see you guys next night at the meeting.
There's a lot of faces thinking very carefully about whether they shouldn't pull a niche and kill the prince right now. But eventually they start filing out.
Yeah.
I'm going to send thoughts to both of the Primogen that are important here. You know, Halfdan and the sheriff. I am coming soon. I believe we might need to talk.
When they are leaving my tower, I execute the order to annihilate them.
Demi, I'm gonna need
Throw
some
the
soak
napalm over the
rolls
side.
for assault rifle rounds.
Okay. I think I can soak that.
Do you really do
Wait,
it,
really?
Bacon?
Honestly, I want to. It would be more fun, but sadly, I don't think that is Alan's best interest to just try to murder them all.
Blood the land.
What my common sense says.
Kill them all.
I don't think common sense applies to this situation. That's not a common sense kind of situation. This
Strike
is
when
so
the iron
beyond normal people's experiences that I don't think it applies.
Sorry, the 1 point merit only goes so far.
Yeah,
Kill them all.
just saying, I still didn't read any books. I blame my philosophy teacher because I had to
Hey,
read
Chris.
Aristotle.
Chris, I win the bet. I win the bet, Chris.
What bet did you make?
That Bacon will still not read the book.
Did you read any of the books, Debbie? Did you?
I talked about them. That's better than nothing.
I had to fucking go through it with you, you piece of shit.
God
I'm
bless.
just kidding. It's all good.
Make
Bacon.
him just kill them all. Just kill them all. I know you want to. I know you want to.
Hypothetically, what would be the chances of my guards killing them all?
The neonates, you're probably gonna get a few of them, but this many vampires, there's no way you would get all of them. Especially the elders would probably be fine. And by that I mean, Kurt and Halfdan would probably make it out and then you would be fucked.
If now we suppose that I have a deposit of flamethrowers that my guards are now using.
I don't think we allowed you to have those. We had this discussion before.
No, it's just a hypothesis.
Hypothetically speaking.
God bless.
Hypothetically speaking, fire is very, very bad for most vampires. Yes.
Okay. I think I will start buying some,
Just make them stand on a hatch. Your hand hovers over the button. They feel the heat through the soles of their fucking shoes.
There is a reason that it is actually very common for Elysiums to be attacked by fire and explosions.
You know, as you're filtering out, Timmy, you actually see Andy who waves at you.
Like a wave of like just hello, or like a wave to come over.
Hello. Well, essentially, it looks like he's waving at you to attract your attention, like we should talk.
Yeah, I'm just gonna excuse myself for a second and then go to Andy. While I think Maxim wanted to talk to Kurt, so yeah, I'm just gonna go over to Andy.
So, how then? What the fuck's going on?
Well, it's complicated. The prince is, well, being indecisive. Region has problems, and yeah, the usual, I guess. Wait, don't tell me Alan didn't tell you anything of like what's going on.
I've kind of been away from happenings. What with the Sabbat? He shudders.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Still, sorry.
No, it's. So what happened? Who screwed up? What's exploding?
Okay. Basically, in essence, Regent did a bad, and well, Prince is trying to not get him killed, but at the same time, it seems like he wants to. It's complicated. So I'm not exactly sure or 100% sure myself either. The Prince is, well, you know him. It's, how do I even explain this? It feels like he's trying to just be, his a little bit selfish and look for over himself rather than actually looking at a bit of a bigger picture. I think I think he even stated something quite like that basically right during this what happened. So yeah.
He pulls you a little further away from the others. So,
I do not resist.
so what are you planning to do about this whole situation?
Well, first of all, we need to get the region back because he's the actual problem now. And after
Wait.
that, dealing with
I heard he came here willingly and got staked.
yeah,
How?
he did.
What? How the fuck did you lose him?
Oh, actually, right. Were we? Actually, we were just told that. Yeah, right. That Thorbrand actually took him. Okay, yeah. Remember Thorbrand?
Yeah.
Well, hit and kidnap. Thorbrand kidnapped the regent. God bless.
Okay. I think, despite my clan being usually hostile to you, I think the two of us, we have an understanding, right?
I mean, compared to Alan, you actually seem to have empathy, emotions, and actually an understanding of things. So, yes, I actually do like you a lot more than others.
Okay, I'm gonna ask it. Despite my training as a Ventru, I'm gonna ask it straight. Are you trying to overthrow my sire?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
I would actually like to know the answer myself to a degree. I'm not sure what he's actually done to try to overthrow the prince yet.
He just rushed in with a bunch of gangrel and the sheriff! And that's clearly a
I
show
think
of
you
force.
I think you could even reasonably say no to that. You haven't taken any actions for
Yeah,
that purpose yet.
It's a question
actually, I was-
of whether you want to be honest with your actual intentions with Andy or not.
I think I'm going to be honest, and I mean, looking what actually happened and my things are not actually doing much. I mean, it's most likely that we're doing just Vivian. I'm just sort of helping or trying to just undermine him in certain parts, and just remind him that Gangrel's strong. So yeah, that's just
Can't
basically what
commit
I'm.
genocide.
Yeah, that's just basically what I'm going to relay. Like, I'm not actually trying to overthrow him. I mean, if we were gonna have a prince, I mean, you know, Vivian. Vivian's like the best candidate. We're just, I'm just undermining him if I can. His shows of power are really, really a facade at this point, and it's kind of funny.
I see. Well, thank you for being honest. He turns and goes
I was
into
gonna
the towards the prince's audience chamber.
I was gonna give him a fucking handshake, but okay, cunt.
So Bacon, Andy walks in, looks at the goals and just says, "Me and my sire need to speak in private. Leave." Bacon,
Yeah, I just shoot he goes away.
when you're alone, Andy just looks you in the eye and says, "I don't think you can hold on to the princedom much longer.
I'm aware of that.
And I know that this is gonna sound like a betrayal coming from me, but I think you've lost your edge. I think you should go and find a good death and die with dignity because your time is clearly over."
Holy shit.
I think it's what you yourself would have wanted when you were at your prime.
And I just put my hand on his shoulder. That is exactly what I want. On this whole time sitting at the throne, I just wanted to be fighting. Maybe just kill them all and die fighting. Because fuck this. This is boring as fuck. I don't want to be a prince.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
I just I try to be the prince to not lose to Neville. Actually, do you know how he's doing?
Andy's gonna roll intelligence politics.
God bless him.
I think he's okay.
Well, fuck. I don't want to lose to him.
Listen,
I have an idea.
The werewolves are still there and they're still a threat. If you want them to remember you forever, just walk out there and end the threat to the city once and for all. He places a hand on your shoulder. I will step into your shoes when you are gone.
I thought my character was ambitious. Holy shit.
He had a taste of power. Bacon told him he had been ready for a long time.
Just remember, it seems that you are better than me leading a government, and I'm very proud of that. Just remember about Vivian and how she manipulates everything. Just be careful. I think if you get her on your good side, you can rule with ease. But if she thinks that you are an asshole, she will make your rule a hell.
I will
Also,
remember
Tigger and Dell are
this.
a bit stupid, but she can control them. Wait.
Like, Cool
I-
Limp is saying, "Sir, you should kill yourself and delete your Twitter."
Actually, I'm thinking, before I died, I really want to fight together with Thorbrand. He seems to be like awesome at fighting. I think I will try to get some changelings. Then I fight together with him, and then I attack a Sabbath city. I think it will be better this way.
It's what you were meant for, sir.
I have to ask a very important question. So everyone left the room. They started heading out.
They have. It's just Andy and the prince in the room at this point.
I probably would have followed Andy into this conversation then.
Okay, then you're watching all of this.
You fucking peeping Tom.
What's wrong with it? All right, Bacon has to be RB. We might hear the rest of that later. As it is, that was pretty interesting.
God bless. God bless.
Andy is a traditionalist. He's thinking of what's good for the clan.
Do I even need to do anything?
No.
I think
You're
Andy
useless
might have
at this.
convinced him to step down with this effectively.
So the only thing he really wants is to get some changelings before heading off. Well, holy shit. Well, I'm gonna keep my bullet points just in case. At this point, I'm not sure I need them.
We ruined Epic's plan by having him not do the plan. We did it for him.
I mean, that's not really bad on my part. That's more of, bad on your part, but okay.
Excuses for foiling your plan. Ha.
Well, okay then. We continuing?
Yeah. I suppose so. I think this is pretty much it, other than that conversation that some people are keeping track of, as far as things that happen in the Princess Tower are concerned.
All right. I'm going to drive up to meet up with the Primogen. Or the sheriff and, Halfdan.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As you are arriving, I think that conversation was pretty much over. So, yeah. And
I figured Halfdan needed to spend a little bit of time talking to the gangrel, so I didn't head over immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, essentially, by the time you arrived, the rest of the vampires have left. There's a couple of the sheriff's schools there. Halfdan and Andy is just essentially coming out to talk to the two of them.
Yep. I'll just ask if they want a ride. Also known as a private meeting place between spaces.
Sure.
Andy just waves at you and says, I would like to speak with you as well, soon.
That's fine. There's no problem with that.
Halfdan?
I'll speak with you in a little while.
Yeah.
Same for you, and you, Sheriff, whenever you have a moment.
Well, maybe we
Okay.
should just invite him along with this ride. I'm
You
really
could.
considering it.
It's up to
We
you.
could.
On the one hand, he wants to put himself forth as prince.
It would be
On the
better
other
for the
hand-
clan.
On the other hand, he can verify that the prince is about to stand down. I think I'm going to go with the latter part being more important here. You know what, Andy? I suppose you can come in on this.
Shotgun. Oh wait, who's driving?
By
I can't
ghouls.
get shotgun. I can't get shotgun. God damn it!
We're just in a nice fancy car going to sit looking at each other.
She has a fucking limo.
Exactly.
Oh.
Limo
Oh.
is even a thing at this. Whatever.
Fuck you.
I'll have you know that I have very few items generally. So it generally is pretty expensive whenever I'm riding it.
As you climb in, the ghoul just nods. The one that's in the back. Hello, laddie.
I'm so glad Chris understands where I would put everyone.
I'm tempted. I'm tempted to give the Scotsman a fucking handshake because he's a cool guy.
Would you like some haggis?
You know what? I will give him a fucking handshake when we start getting in. He's just amazing. Fuck it.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance, sir.
Okay. Suppose Andy ends up filing in last, the way these things have been going.
Okay. Well, I suppose we should start off with a very important event that happened recently. So, Andy, you want to mention what the prince was talking about just then?
Ah, you're already familiar with the conversation.
I like keeping tabs on things.
I see. Well, to put the long story short, the prince is tired of the lack of challenges inherent in ruling a city and is willing to consider stepping down for a younger candidate.
Hilariously, that actually still describes Vivian too.
And he doesn't know your exact ages.
So, it looks like on that front of things, the prince is willing to step down these days. I figure that we should still hold that council you were talking about.
Kurt just shrugs. Nothing has changed. The regent must answer for his crimes.
Yes, and I believe that in the current climate, suitable punishment would not really go to him at the moment. So, I believe that we should hold a council meeting, and I hope that you guys will help back me in the attempt for princedom.
And he just turns his head to the side. Doesn't say anything.
Hey, Andy, I heard you. That's right. I know what you're trying to do. Don't worry about it, though. I don't mind you. The only thing I'm somewhat worried about is that with how things are set up, one of the more suitable punishments might not be available if we don't try and do this fairly quick. So, what do you guys say to holding Primogen Council fairly immediately?
I'm up for it. We need a change.
Kurt?
Kurt just turns and looks at Andy. How does... Kurt probably likes Andy a little bit. He turns back to you. I suppose, though there's a little less of a rush with the regent not being in our control. It would be better if we could nail his face to the wall then and there, so no one can make any excuses about him not being able to defend himself. It might be best if someone was to try and talk to Thorbrand and see if this can be resolved without... Oh,
That's partly what I wanted to do. If I could become prince, I could try and talk to Thorbrand from a position of authority to try and, see what can happen there. As it is, I am a harpy who doesn't actually have an official position in the city, per se.
Well, I don't know what your relationship with Thorbrand is like, but I don't think he gives a part. I don't think he cares a great deal about official positions.
Yeah, he really
but it
doesn't.
would allow me to, really try and actually guarantee some of the things that could happen instead of just saying I could try something. I feel I have a well-reasoned argument in this situation.
Yeah, you actually do. It just, not every day a little girl comes and says, I want to become prince.
It's also the fact that this seems a very temporary thing. Kurt doesn't care, and Andy is gonna try and weasel it in his favor anyway. But yeah, the two Primogen are essentially agreeing with you that meeting could be held. It's just more a matter of, electing you Prince right this second. If there was a reason to hurry, this isn't necessarily it. Fuck the regent. If he's away for a few weeks, who cares?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking the possible punishment for the regent would be to have him be bloodbound to somebody. So if Thorbrand ends up being the blood bonding him first, that's not going to really be on the table. I have other things I could do as well, but that was one of the possibilities I wanted to try and keep open.
Out of character, that is a very, very spicy thing. I love it.
Andy is actually gonna speak up. That is gonna create tensions with the Tremere. They're not gonna like it very much.
I was going to talk to their lord before offering it to him.
Jacklord, defensive points or destiny points are not offensive things. You can use them to provide an out, and if it happens to conflict, it will come down to who exploits their breathing room better. But it's not an offensive thing, purely defensive.
Oh, I'm sad.
Yeah, that's depressing.
I don't know exactly about the Lord, though. I mean, we've met her once, but it seemed like she was doing what she had to preserve Tremere pride or whatever, and just letting go of even a fuck up region to get bloodbounded by somebody else. I think she would still back the region up.
As I said, I just want to keep the option open. Need to talk to official channels and such. I can try and talk to Thorbrand first and see how things go. And if that happens, we can definitely hold it later. There won't be any rush at all.
Well, that's a possibility.
I'm really unsure how willing the Tremere would be to ever accept a blood bond to one of their own. Their loyalty to their own clan is a big point of pride and intimidation to them. It would mean loss of face for the entire clan in the city if their regent was bound to someone else.
But in truth, in a way, it would also be gaining face. It wouldn't be the first time that a Tremere really fucked over a city and was given over to the city as a peace offering of sorts.
You would know probably more about examples like that, having been around longer, but they are paranoid about a great many things, not the least of which is their magic. They would see
That's
it as
why
a
I said
security
I would have
concern.
to talk. I would have to talk to the Lord and see what could be arranged for such a situation. Because it would have to be acceptable for the Tremere, otherwise it would really fuck that relation up. But they also do realize how much of a fuck up he is, and that he's kind of destabilizing the city. So some concessions would also have to be made. So, you know, quid pro pro.
Andy actually turns towards you and Kurt, Demi. Looks both of you in the eye. Or there is an alternative. Whoever ends up in charge after the prince steps down could simply declare a blood hunt on the regent and see him replaced by a more sensible Tremere as a result.
I have considered such an action myself.
It's the obvious choice, and is doing right.
How does this make you feel, Demi? Andy's offering you the blood hunt Jackal.
You know, there's a lot of good options. There really are. It's hard to pick. It's like, pick your favorite candy, but they're all so delicious.
Yep.
You could have
So,
him bloodbound
yes.
and be a bitch. You could hunt him
I
with
think
a
I will
dog.
go and talk with Thorbrand, see what I can do there. Andy, I suppose you should be informed, because you already are so far in on this, I suppose. When the Archon visited a few years ago, we were given, what would I phrase this as? Permission? Exemption?
Permission, probably. An unspoken, or not an unspoken, but a, the nod, essentially.
Me and Halfdan have been given the permission to, if we can successfully do so, become the prince of this city, as long as it is done appropriately.
But that no longer applies. This wouldn't be a coup. This would be a orderly transfer of power.
That is also exactly what that means. Never stated we were going to do a coup.
Out of character, it kind of did seem like one almost.
That was on your part. That was not on my part at any point.
Fuck you. fuck you.
Those are not the appearances that you two have created. I'm sorry.
At what point did we try and make a coup out of this?
You've been flexing muscles and sending signals. That's not the same as
What
actually
muscles
pulling
have
that
I
trigger.
flexed?
Your gangrel muscles.
I didn't flex any of those muscles. That was all him.
Hey, Epic. It's a we, not a you, not a me. It's we, okay?
Epic, what your puppet gangrel does is on Vivian. You don't get that?
But he's an elder. He's not supposed to be a puppet.
And I am supposed to be a decent prince. See, things don't go as they are on paper.
But yeah, the nod does mean still quite a bit.
It does. Well,
I was just making sure Andy understood what was, some of the cards in our hand.
Well, the Archon is gonna visit in just a couple of days. We can always ask her to help arbitrate the transfer of power.
You wish to have the Archon and outside force deal with the city's inner workings?
Not deal with them, just oversee them to make sure that the Camarilla at large is happy with the arrangement and has trust in ongoing stability here. It would certainly be useful if we could right from the outset create an impression that it's gonna be more stable and orderly than it has been up to this point.
I don't mind if the others want to make it that day. As I said, as long as I can get Thorbrand to agree to not do a certain thing, we should be fine. Whatever day happens.
Epic, give a Auspex roll at 7. You get the feeling that Andy is seriously considering having you killed in some way. Now, whether he can actually do that is a separate issue. But he's considering trying.
Considering giving it a shot. The thing is, Vivian doesn't consider threats on her life that high, actually.
Yeah, just giving you fair warning.
Huh. Well, I think she'd be willing to spend a point of willpower just to try and read his mind real quick with that Auspex roll.
Okay, give me a roll.
I believe this was based on
Intelligence
Perception empathy?
subterfuge.
intelligence subterfuge, my bad.
Roll
I'll presume
6,
6.
I'll adjust.
Lots of 1s, 2s, 4, 7, 10, 10.
Okay.
So probably nothing.
No, you do get a tiny glimpse into his brain. He's thinking of a speech that his sire gave him. Bacon is standing over him. He feels worried, and then his sire tells him, "Andy, you have been ready for a long time."
All right then. Well, all right there. I suppose I should try and get up with Thorbrand. I suppose you want to stay with the prince, Andy.
You can drop me off at the Corridor Elysium if you're going that way.
I'll just drop everyone off. It's fine. We'll go over there first. When Andy leaves, I then look at the other ones. So, Andy is definitely trying to go for the princeship himself.
Kurt just nods. Yes, he is.
It's a little bit obvious, yes.
Yep. And apparently he's planning to try and kill me. Huh.
Wait, what?
Don't worry about it. I want to see what he tries to do. Sounds hilarious.
It is a little bit of a funny thing, isn't it?
Kurt just rubs his forehead. Man, it's my job to prevent shit like that. You need to tell me.
Oh, I just barely figured out. I figured, letting him get out would be better.
I'm gonna have Sergio trail you. Meet up with him, please.
How about you just meet me outside of Thorbrand's place? I'll do it then. If you're that worried about it.
Yes, just give him a place where he can catch up with you, like ping him and let him know where you are.
Okay. Yep. It's no big deal. So, what time do you guys want to see about doing the council meeting?
Mm, well, in my eyes at least, if even if we did get the nod from the Archon previously, if we're able to do a actual transfer of power and have the Archon oversee it, it does add on to even more legitimacy if need be. But I don't think it's quite fully necessary.
I don't believe it's very necessary either. So, but we could do it, and it would be somewhat impressive to, some others. Although others would also view it as a possible form of weakness, I suppose. Perceptions. They all vary depending on things. What about you, Kurt?
I mean, the Archon maintains order, but we are not a particularly unstable city. I don't think, with the work we've done these past couple of years, we're gonna drop our standing in the Camarilla with a transfer of power as long as we don't go to serious excesses.
Well, want to see about doing it tomorrow then?
Yeah, tomorrow works.
You two don't want time to talk with some of the others privately? You're good to go?
I am pretty much set.
Well, then I have no problem with it.
Oh.
I mean, I like Andy, but he still has quite a bit to learn.
He does. He has potential.
I think he's done pretty well himself.
He's absolutely precious.
The only problem I have is, of course, that he's still bloodbound to the prince, but other than that.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, he
Really?
hasn't been let go yet. Not sure why.
Ah, fucking bro.
Well, he
Yeah.
does seem to be of a hardy type, so yeah, it might pass. Might.
Maybe. All right. Well, I'll drop you off wherever you guys want to be, and then I'll go to visit Thorbrand.
Just drop me near Elysium, please.
All right.
Yeah, you can leave, let me out there as well.
Okay.
Oh, Chris, when Andy leaves the room, I would grab my ghouls, take a car and go to the Kia seat, then go to talk with Thorbrand.
Ooh. Ooh, ballsy.
Okay. So, Sad, why don't you run me through what your character would have been doing after getting back from the chantry? Now that we have handled that meeting.
Debating
By the
whether
way, I
I
have
should.
about 2 hours left, so.
I think Abraham would be debating whether he should leave the city or not. To be honest.
Wow. You're not very hardy, are you?
You know, things happened. All right, don't judge. So
Okay.
yeah, probably staying in East Haven.
Well, eventually, a couple of hours, well, about hour and a half, maybe little less than that, you would get a call. Assuming that you would have been willing to share
Andy,
your
isn't it?
Assuming you have given your number to the Ventral Primogen, you might have? You
Yes, I have.
Okay. Abraham.
Who's this?
It's Gretchen. Could you step by the Toreador Elysium? Apparently events are developing faster than I thought, and our priorities have shifted slightly.
How bad are we talking here?
one wimpy vampire and one human ghoul. Maybe two ghouls.
I'll be right there. Click.
Okay.
I guess, yeah, head towards the Torador Elysium.
Okay, so when you arrive there, Andy is there.
I swear, if they're gonna ask me to fucking assassinate Vivian, or I'm calling it.
And this time, actually, Andrew is gonna sit in on the meeting and the fledgling is not gonna be there.
I see.
They just motion for you to sit. It's an appropriately round table.
Holy shit. Finally feel important for once.
And the just half stands and extends a hand. Abraham, right?
Yes, Abraham Wolf.
I'm Andy Townsend, the seneschal of this city.
Pleasure to meet you.
We seem to have a mild problem. How do you feel about the Malkavian prince?
Well, concerning a prior recent event from my arrival, I can't say I would be too happy. But
Gretchen speaks up. You remember the little girl that set the situation up?
I'm good at that.
yes, she actually she contacted me later through I believe it's clairvoyance, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, how the fuck do you know that?
I don't
He
know. I was
rolled.
actually,
He rolled.
Yeah.
or yeah.
Oh, he rolled. It's like elder level powers. Like, wait, what?
He had a
Dexterous intelligence-
fairly high difficulty, but it is a
I'm
common
actually-
discipline. So
Guys, I'm actually 6th gen. I don't know if you know this.
Guys, in the middle of a fucking sentence, no less.
Sorry.
Rude. What a bad role. What a bad player.
Shut the fuck up, Debbie.
I believe it's clairvoyance. She wanted to apologize for recent events, so I do, yes. I know who Vivian is.
Well, Abraham, in the next couple of nights, we believe she's gonna attempt to claim the princedom.
wow, that
Right.
went quick.
I assume we have a plan, right?
It would be a horrible thing if
Wait.
some
What
some
The current prince. What do we, is he not doing anything about this?
Andy is gonna interject at this point. He has a preferred candidate he believes would serve better in the position.
And this candidate
So the prince
is
is losing his position. You have just been informed.
I think Abraham would probably say to himself, I should not have accepted Mitchell's offer. No, should not have. Flashbacks of getting captured.
In any case, and this is the Toreador primogen at this one, it would be horrible if she died, and clearly we wouldn't prefer that, but if we know that torpor releases her exceptionally quickly, And if she was to be away for a few days or a few weeks while the situation was resolved, it would make everyone's lives much easier. Wouldn't you agree?
Before I answer that, I did ask who would be, because Andy mentioned the Alan stepping down, and that there's a better candidate, and I asked who is this, and that candidate is. Would he tell me?
I think it's implied that it's him.
There's an exchange of glances, and Andy says, I was pushed into a position where I had to manage the city beforehand when the prince was indisposed, so I do have prior experience and would be the logical choice, especially since I have few outright enemies and can work with each faction in turn as necessary.
What do I know about Andy? Like,
Jack shit.
if anything.
Give me intelligence politics at 9. There's a chance you might have heard something.
You can verify you don't know much about him in either way.
This may or may not affect my
Yeah, intelligence
Decisions.
politics.
Would be a good
9, right?
intelligence.
At 9, yes.
Well, I guess here goes nothing.
Oh, holy
Did
shit.
great.
You know, you've heard
You
the
actually-
story about the what everyone expected to be a puppet seneschal just stepping up and holding the city together with the elders' help, but the fact that he was able to get them to help him in the first place, when the prince was just randomly abducted by werewolves, yeah, at some point that rumor made its way around a few of the neighboring cities. You've heard about him.
Interesting. Very interesting.
You would know that he is young, and he would be exceptionally young for a prince. He would be more of a compromise candidate in practice.
Very interesting indeed.
Also known as actually fairly unlikely to even work most of the time, but sometimes it happens.
So, concerning answering the Toreador Primogen's question, tell me, what does my common sense tell me about my chances of taking out a fucking Malkavian elder?
She will probably sense danger.
Yeah. I thought as
So
much.
that's the toughest part. And she probably has enough obfuscate to hide. So you can't sneak up to her, and you can't really surprise her. So you need to pick you need quite a bit of luck, actually. But it is possible. If you get close enough, you can probably
luck
wreck
is-
her easily.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. I just that getting in with her in the first place is gonna be a bitch. I think Abraham probably considers this. Do I know?
You can do it, champ.
Caroline. Do I know where Mitchell is?
You would be
If I'm
able
worried.
to reach him. You wouldn't know his actual Haven address, but you would be able to reach him over phone.
I suggest that with the help of Mitchell, I might be able to do this.
They exchange glances, like, That would require us going through the prince. The Mitchell is...
I'm sure he would understand the current situation.
Roll manipulation intimidation for me to see if you can encourage the right decision here.
I mean, I'm just saying. Okay. Might be able to do this. At what difficulty?
6.
Okay.
Turned out not very good.
Well,
Fail.
what would you require Mitchell for specifically? This is, again, Andrew.
What? How much would I know about Mitchell's abilities? I mean, surely everyone heard what he had done in Houston, right?
Yeah, he's apparently good at wrecking face, but so are you. You would not necessarily need Mitchell for raw combat power.
I guess what I'm asking is, does he have fucking aspects? Do I know that, or at least something like that?
Hmm.
Has
I
not,
think.
because I have.
Give me intelligence politics at 7. You might have heard enough about what he did in Houston to guess he might.
All right, let's do this. Come on.
Apparently, he managed to kill a few Sabat, Nosferatu, and Malkavians.
So he might have decent aspects. All right.
You're literally sitting down with the Toreador Primogen and thinking about how much aspects a La Sombra has.
Yeah.
I mean. Unless he's willing to come with me. I mean, it's up to him. But what is my common sense telling me about this situation in general?
That the fewer people know about this, the less like you are to be executed afterwards.
Yep.
That is true. Hmm.
Little do you know, we had already told the sheriff who's planning to do this.
Yeah.
I would
As
say
I
that
said, I'm really good at setting up situations. Yay.
I would say that is in his common sense that Michio is the kind of guy that may just give you up for more power with Vivian that clearly has
Yeah.
more chances at ruling.
You know, that is
Yeah.
the La Sombra way, he might just fuck you.
Yeah, sounds about right. What about Halfdan?
Gretchen's face just goes stony and she says, no.
She really did not like, that one hug I did long ago, did she? Bitch.
Actually,
Is this our only option? Suppose hypothetically, I dispose of Vivian. What then? What's our next move?
well, at that point, we expose Mitchell as a La Sombra and the prince's pet.
And
That sounds like
That
an
would-
asshole move.
It is.
how
Okay,
would
I
that
was just
benefit
clearing
the
that up.
situation? And how would that benefit us exactly?
It will ensure that he does not become prince. Perhaps it is unnecessary. If
Ensure who doesn't become prince. Alright, now I'm legit confused.
Mitchell,
Yes,
because
yeah.
he has been proclaimed to be Ventru, which means that, for the High Clans at least, he feels like a legitimate candidate.
Aha! Okay. That explains it.
People suspect he might be not of the Ventru in truth, and that might be enough. And then, of course, there's Halfdan and Maxim. But at that point, I think with Vivian gone, it would be an equal battle between the people who chose to throw their hats in the ring, and it would be a matter of sabotaging the ones that would not look as kindly on your service as we would.
So we're expecting a civil war, are we?
Of course not. That would be uncivilized. This is going to be an orderly transfer of power with the prince choosing his successor. We're just going to
Right,
make sure it goes smoothly.
Yes. So besides the Venture and the Tordar, who else is backing us, if anybody, if any?
I believe the Bruja will back us once Vivian is gone.
How sure?
No, they're
Of the sheriff's
no,
support.
they're just going for with Vivian gone. I'm sure the others will just fall in line.
Stupid bitch. I'm here.
How sure are you of the sheriff's
Which,
support?
by the way, I actually think that's a straight lie because with Halfdan still around and the sheriff, I'm pretty sure they both wouldn't do Andy.
It's very close. You clear preference over Andy. Halfdan, you painted him as a force of chaos to the sheriff, and the sheriff doesn't love chaos anymore.
That's a good point. Yeah, with it would be a toss-up.
Yeah,
Andy is just so young, though. I actually think that would make the best compromise candidate Maxim.
you know, Gretchen believes she can swing the sheriff in her favor because she thinks she understands how he works.
Right. Right. And what of the Nosferatu? Which side will they pick, if any?
Andrew just shrugs. Gretchen, a little bit hesitantly, says, I believe they are gonna sit the conflict out as they have all other upsets in the short history of this city up to this point. As long as they're not screwed by whoever comes to power. And I believe it would be a simple matter of bribing them appropriately.
What about the Tremere? What about that clusterfuck?
I believe it might be best to sacrifice their interests to make the Gangrel accept our rule once it is established.
Aw.
That, or if the Gangrel are set on opposing us, they might be good allies of convenience.
I see.
And the Malkavians?
Exterminatus!
Exterminatus, I agree with this. I approve.
let's how to phrase this? Let's discuss the real matter at hand. What do I get out of this?
Well, before we start offering you things, what would you like?
Well,
Clearly, this would be a service. Actually, there are other cities nearby that New Orleans might be powerful enough to claim. It might be possible to arrange the dukedom for you in a suitably sized location. If you serve us well enough in this. Essentially, you would be a subservient prince to New Orleans.
Interesting. Have you decided who will be seneschal? Future potential seneschal.
We have not at the moment. We will have a more complete list of candidates once we have a clearer picture of how the battle lines are gonna be drawn.
I see.
Are you interested in the position?
Nah, just I'm not one of an administrator. I like to work with my hands.
Andy speaks up at this point. There is still a werewolf problem. If it's sport you're interested in, I'm sure we could provide you with weaponry and silver and permission for ghouls in appropriate numbers to have a great deal of fun.
Something to consider, I suppose, when I get bored. Tell
You
you
are
what.
playing coy with us. What do you actually want?
Wait, what?
This is Andy. He said, you are playing coy with us. What do you actually want? Namely, pick a reward and tell them what it would take.
What? So many choices. What about Scourge? Is that gonna be a thing in the future administration?
If we are gonna establish a scourge, that would necessitate the extermination of about half the Malkavian clan. I figure a great many of them are gonna try and follow Vivian's example. And of course, we would need to kill Vivian as well. I do not believe that is an optimal thing to do if we can avoid it.
Yeah, dukedom sounds pretty good.
Excellent. Then, what would you need to remove this obstacle, at least temporarily? Obfuscate 7.
Yeah, I was about to say. What would I need? I would say if you could provide me with some like special ammo, that'd be great.
What kind of special ammo?
I think it's called. Let's see here.
You're still not getting Dragon's Breath rounds.
Dragon's Breath
Come
rounds
on.
of toys. They're not real. They don't kill things.
They do light things on fire, just very slowly.
Yeah. You're better off having a lighter. Tracer rounds, on the other hand, might be doable. But even so, I don't think you want to use them against Vivian. She's gonna die either way.
The trick is getting close enough to strike.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
I can't think of an item that would help me in that regard. I'm not exactly.
You can
sure.
also ask
Yeah.
for manpower or skills that would help.
Yeah, like all specs.
Yeah, I guess if somebody has some good aspects, that'd be great. Because I'm lacking on that department.
Just exchange glances. Well, how do you feel about the Tremere?
Assholes.
Well, I can't say they're is it regent, former regent? I can't tell. But I did have a meeting with him. I have to say the rumors are true. He is an asshole. Well, but I suppose they certainly have the
We
magic
know of a
required,
Tremere that
perhaps.
is exceptionally good at the Auspex discipline. She might
That
be
is
the best option available to you.
I suppose somebody. Just in case she decides to obfuscate. Besides that, I mean, what is my common sense telling me, if anything?
Need to stop relying too much on it.
Look,
is what it's
Yeah.
telling you.
Bacon did it, I'm
Just take
gonna
the
do it,
deal.
right?
Just take the deal and be done with it.
The
Yeah,
more
just-
people you involve in this, the riskier it's gonna get, and you have no idea what the Tremere in question is like. So it's a risk. She might go with it, she might rat you out to Vivian before you even get there.
I see.
But yeah, you have a tortured Trinity. You can...
I suppose just give me like somebody with good aspects, and I guess I'll do the rest. I accept your deal.
Well, unfortunately for you, our clan generally focuses on our other gifts in this city. So if you want excellent aspects, the Tremere in question is your best bet. That or one of the Malkavians, but that is a truly foolish idea.
Well, it's so crazy. It just might work, right?
No, just plain crazy.
Is that a joke, Abraham? This is from Gretchen.
Yeah.
Yes.
You gotta lighten up the mood.
Oh my god, you're trying to get yourself killed.
Are you actually planning to talk to the Malkavians
No,
about
it's a
this?
joke. It's a joke. God damn.
Do you take
Can
this seriously? We are trying to decide the fate of an entire city here.
Doesn't mean we can't have some fun with it. Come on.
She locks
Seriously,
eyes
guys.
with you. What is your current willpower?
God damn it.
Are you sure you're not a Malkavian?
My current
Or
willpower
Booyah.
is one.
Or a lot of other things.
8. My willpower is 8.
Current?
You already got your willpower up that fast. Shit.
Oh wait,
How'd you do
current.
that?
5. Yeah.
5. Okay. So that would go up to an 8.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't matter anyway, because the generation would. Fuck her. But she locks eyes with you and starts telling you, do you remember the meeting we just had? This meeting never happened. We just drank some blood and discussed art.
Do you wish to pretend to fall under her sway? Otherwise, you may actually be killed here.
Sure, I pretend I'm under her sway.
Give me a manipulation subterfuge roll.
Sure, die.
You may want to spend
God.
a willpower, by the way. this is actually pretty important to happen to you for their sake.
Apparently you crossed an invisible threshold. Maybe you're not the best to send after Vivian.
Really? What gave it away? I'm wondering. I fucking spend a willpower on this because I don't want to die, I guess. You know?
Okay.
What's the difficulty? 6?
6 is it's a contested roll.
Okay, 3.
Don't worry, there's a decent chance.
Okay. 3, eh?
Yay.
Oh.
Jeez, people can't take a joke.
Well, no, it's not about it being a joke. It's that you joked while being assigned an assassination mission.
Yeah. That's not how you do things. I
No,
think
look,
that
it's
common
part of the
sense would
job.
stop you from saying that if you weren't so goddamn open about your move.
Okay.
About your. Yeah.
Sad, roll me a luck die.
Roll a fucking
Damn.
one, please. Whatever.
Not the worst, it's not the best.
This was a yes or no thing, whether the Torador Primogen was nervous enough to have spent willpower.
Shit. That was probably, depends if high was good or low bad. Usually high is good for you.
You know, you've... Yeah, high is good, and Epic, you have shown everyone that Vivian sees all.
This is very true.
The
Vivian
Torador
does see
Primogen
all.
just casually stands up and calls out, Justin! The rifle!
You might want to run.
Are you fucking
You
kidding
might
me?
want to run. They're about to try and kill you, I believe.
I know. You know what? You could just activate your tentacles and kill everyone.
Do you want to kill the High Clan elite right now in this room?
Do it.
You know, and what, I'm gonna be fucking Tywin up in this bitch. Gonna kill their opposition, and clearly I'll be favored by the new administration, right?
And who are you? The Proud Lord said.
I mean, like, come on.
You should have
I
just taken
fucking,
the
I
fucking deal,
fucking
scrub.
joked around, and these fuckers want to kill me. Well, fuck them. Let's have it, bitch.
Could have
Fuck
had a
you.
duchy. In theory, anyway.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking kill Vivian. Fuck that shit.
No, scrub. Thought you actually had the chance.
Yeah, at least it deals with Mr. Fucker.
Go ahead and roll initiative.
I believe. We need is a 15.
But the thing to ask. I hope you have good. Oh,
got
just
15!
barely.
No, that's not him.
Jeez.
Oh,
Shit,
All
shit,
right,
shit, shit.
well,
Come on, I
16.
believe.
okay. I'm not liking my chances right now. Actually, thinking about it.
I
Roll
wouldn't worry
initiative.
too much in a way. I'm pretty sure those guys had to be in another room.
They are in another room. They were explicitly left outside. Roll a luck die to see how many turns you have alone with these guns before that happens.
you want to roll really well on this.
Not necessarily. Well, okay,
Yeah.
he's done really well.
Okay, we're gonna give you 5 turns. Apparently
Okay,
they did not
so-
expect trouble.
Okay. So it's Dex.
Roll your
wits,
initiative.
right?
Yes, it's
You have
Dex
there's an
wits.
initiative macro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
there's an
click-
initiative.
Click on your token and click the initiative thingy. And if you have celerity, add that as the mod. Just the celerity. The rest is accounted for.
Mhm. God damn it.
I believe.
His first combat encounter. It happened nearly 3 sessions after he came in.
Yay.
That's
good
impressive,
fun.
actually.
Debbie
would like
didn't
to
do
point
as
out,
good.
I actually only had one combat encounter so far. I'm proud of myself.
I had a few. God bless.
You need any help figuring it out, Sad?
There's a
Okay, so
go
I'm
to
clicking on my
macros.
token.
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh wait, no.
It has to be selected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Dex wits is the modifier, right?
No, just
No.
celerity. The
No.
dex wits are accounted already.
Just your celerity if you had it.
Nope, you're fucked.
Well, you know.
I thought he
Okay.
had higher stuff. Oh well, it's fine.
You hear him yell out. What do? You declare first.
You have two
I
options,
mean-
actually. You could either try and kill them, or you can try and escape.
I mean,
Or try and talk
The-
your way
the-
out.
Let me just give a good tip. Don't be indecisive in what you're doing right now. It fucked me a lot. Just choose something.
One or the other.
Or another.
Or you could
Just
try again, try to
decide
talk
what
your
you
way
want
out.
to do. That's all.
If you try to not, if you're trying to run, you're gonna be fucked with them entirely and forever.
You know, if you manage to fight your way out of this torporing as you go, this might be the kind of situation that's worth a destiny point, because you'll be fighting like 5 or 6 vampires.
We believe.
thing is though, I don't have my shotgun with me. I don't think.
Oh
So
fuck.
I mean, fuck it. I'll just
Roll a luck
I'll-
die
it'll-
actually to see if they let you keep it as a sign of trust. So you want like
Come
an
on,
8
roll
or
on.
above.
God damn it!
Nope. They didn't
Nope.
trust you at all.
The previous
all right.
meeting, yeah, you're... I'll let you have the sidearm. Because I'm a generous
I'll-
god.
Okay, I will attempt to fucking talk my way out of this because this is just retarded. Apparently, so I'm just gonna be like, guys, let's not get over our heads here.
You're gonna get so fucked.
They do not attack. Andrew just leans in towards you and asks, why the fuck are you faking?
Because she clearly failed on what he was trying to do, so decided not to make her feel bad. Any other
Wow.
questions?
Are you trying to die horribly? Are you trying to die
I'm
horribly?
pretty sure that's the second frenzy take for all of them.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh my fucking god.
either way, I accept your deal. I just need somebody with good aspects, just in case she decides to obfuscate on me. Is there any other requests, questions, concerns, comments?
Just one. Well, I'm not sure we can trust you with this job. Not with your attitude.
Should have had a better attitude, mate.
Gretchen just says, it's not like we have a better option. I mean, what if he gets caught?
They're probably gonna kill him for being such a jokey asshole.
It's up in the air. The main reason they would kill him is if they decided he wasn't trustworthy enough to do the assassination. Bringing it up with him was a mistake.
Well, yes, that's what they're thinking.
They don't have a better option though, so they really have to either do it or not. Do it or kill it.
Yeah, they kind of forced themselves into that situation. It's kind of funny.
Yep. They have to trust him or they're gonna have to kill him.
look, I don't like having a Malkavian prince as the next person here. I suggest we do this as quickly as we can before she actually listens on our conversation or whatever.
All right. This is Andrew standing up. I will have the Tremere in question summoned to this place, and we're gonna see if we can get her to help. And then we'll see what we can do. He opens the door, leans out, does not actually go to find the Toreador in question until Justin is here with the rifle.
No need for that, Justin.
He looks at you questioningly. I don't know. I was just called over here with it.
Just, you know guns pretty well. You can see he's positioning his body almost as if lining up a shot. Just measuring angles.
I just
Presence
nonchalantly
4
walk away.
was... Oh no, he's standing in front of the door. You try to walk out, rifle comes down pointed at your head.
Do I have to smack a bitch now, really?
I mean, you can try and attack him, he's just gonna pull the trigger.
Could I leave this room? That'd be great.
Not until my sire comes back.
Sigh.
That better be aiming.
He arrives back. Well, the Tremere should be on her way. Would you like any refreshment while we wait?
Is she coming here in this place?
Yes. It is one of the gifts our clan develops with experience. The ability to draw people to us.
I see.
It's generally considered bad form to use it without an emergency, but hey.
It counts as an emergency to them. The region has been abducted. Everything's going to shit. I think the Tremere might even agree.
Yeah. This is an emergency.
Demi, roll 1d10 for luck to see if the Tremere in question was in your Elysium when she just went, oh, I have to go. Give me a perception alertness roll.
Okay. Ah, yes, the greatest thing I am in. God bless. Difficulty 6?
Sure.
Generally.
You know this area very well.
God bless.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure you noticed.
Yeah, you see Michelle just casually walking towards the Elysium, looking at someone, half opening her mouth as if she's about to call out, half raising her hand, and then she just snaps around on her heel and walks the other direction.
I informed this to Maxim. I presume, is Maxim healed up in Elysium right now?
Fuck no, he's at
Exactly.
6 ag.
God,
Yeah.
oh, 6 ag, God bless.
Yeah. Girl.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Actually, this is Michelle, right? The one that cucked the region previously, right?
Yeah, you could just take mist form and creep along behind her.
No, I'm not that subtle. Please, I'll be direct. I'll sort of get a little bit closer and try and call out.
Okay, Halfdan, sorry, I have to go.
Is something wrong? An emergency?
No, I just have to be somewhere.
Wow, that sounds suspicious as fuck.
That is suspicious as fuck. Right.
Is it though with the Tremere? Is it?
Yes, because they're usually a little bit more calm, sort of say, cool-headed. This is flustered.
Are you saying
Uh,
all Tremere are like that? Wow.
Generally,
yes, I
yeah.
stereotype. Yeah,
Racist.
yeah. I'm gonna. Actually, not Vivian. You're not in Elysium, right? You're somewhere else.
She's
No, I'm
going to
going off
Thorbrand's.
to talk to Thorbrand.
Yeah, you're gonna go to talk to Thorbrand. Yeah, I don't have anybody to inform. Jesus Christ. Actually,
You
no,
could
the
inform
sheriff's here.
Malkavian on the way out while you go follow her. That's an option.
There's also the sheriff, isn't there?
Yeah, he's there too.
He didn't
Yeah, I'll
necessarily
actually
go
talk-
into Elysium, but he was just dropped off there.
Yeah, he was dropped off there.
Okay. Okay. So he's not in Elysium. Uh, I'm not sure who to exactly ask. Got the Malkavians,
Just ignore
but
it.
it's not like
Demi, who can you not handle in a fair fight? Just get in the car with her and go with.
Yeah, why not?
that's the problem. I can't. I need to go hunt.
I'm sure there's gonna be
In that
blood.
case-
Wow.
In that case, your best chance is to just go and inform some Malkavians.
Yeah. I'll go and see if Eddie Mal can like do something. Check it out.
Okay, roll a luck die to see for Malk presents. Okay, you find one easily.
Yeah. And yeah, after I just basically did it, I'm actually gonna go and hunt now, please.
Okay, so the Malks know. Okay. For hunting? Yes, sure, go ahead.
Wow,
So-
that's sucky.
So,
Wow,
while
that was horrible.
the rest of you are waiting, Jacklord, you are left alone for a tiny bit, guarded by ghouls. Bacon and Vivian, you... Well, we shouldn't be at Elysium. We are... Sure, let's use this place, for the lack of a better one. You, Bacon, and you, Vivian, would both arrive at the borders of Thorbrand's domain at about the same time. What did you want to know from the Kia Seed, Bacon? Or did you want her to come with? You might be muted.
Megan, you're muted.
Yeah, I was muted, thank you. I will ask her if she wants to come with me to hunt some changelings, or at least if she can tell me a little bit of what to expect while getting one.
Hunting changelings is not something you just do. You want to watch one for a few weeks at least to make sure it doesn't have anything that will just blast you into ash.
Thorbrand want one?
Oh, you're
give me
trying
3
to
weeks.
take one alive?
Yeah.
Oh, well, no shit, I don't want any part of that. That's crazy.
What to expect from them?
There's literally ones that can come back from the ashes like a fucking phoenix after they die. It's insane. Don't fuck with them. They will end you if they decide you're a problem for them.
So I politely ask one of them to come with me.
You can try, I guess.
It could work.
Wait a second. She goes into her crib, comes out, and hands you two roughly crafted knives. They hate this shit. Even having it will piss them off, but it's like getting hit by fire for us.
She's a Kia seed. She can't hold cold iron.
She's holding it in gloves then.
If it's near her, she takes frenzy checks.
It's inside a box.
I'm gonna check on the exact description on the weakness because this might matter. Touching iron requires an immediate roll to avoid frenzy, and any weapons made from cold iron inflict aggravated damage to the Kia seed, so she can hold it as long as there's a suitable barrier. So essentially
Good,
she's
okay.
wearing thick gloves.
I just don't think she'd really want it around her most of the time, but okay. That's fine.
She has been here studying changelings. It's probably locked in a safe. Usually. She just has a supply for emergencies, if she needs to shank a bitch.
Well, thank you for that. So, if I'm holding one of those, it will be like the werewolves that will turn hostile immediately, or they have difficulty with that.
Probably worse. I'm not sure how much werewolves hate silver, but I know that even having this is like a big no-no. It's like you want to murder everything that's good and pure in the world, and you've declared it loudly and clearly, and they are not okay with this. Mind you,
Oh,
if you kill them with one of these, they are gone forever. They don't get reborn, so hold it to their throat, and they should be cooperative.
yeah, that seems to work. Thank you.
Try not
also,
to die.
I'm not. Also, I'm not a prince anymore. Just telling it.
Her phrase just goes blank. What?
Yeah. And it's a new prince. I say after I take the daggers and start to leave. It will probably be like get one of the changelings. If I die, whatever. If I don't die, fight werewolves with Thorbrand. If I don't die there, I just go fight somewhere else.
Okay, she succeeds the frenzy check. What the actual fuck you just hear as you're walking away?
She realizes she just handed cold iron to a madman.
Yep.
Oh no, that's no big deal, fuck that. It's the fact that she just lost all the years of effort she invested into cultivating this relationship.
Yep. And I just told her that after I take the thing that is important.
Piece of shit.
Thank you for the knives, I say while leaving. Now to Thorbrand.
You're a piece of shit, Bacon.
Yep.
Let me
Now
split the
that I'm
video
not a
here.
prince, I can't release my shittiness.